Hi guys. So today my husband is going to talk to you about Daniel 1. Daniel is my favorite book of the Bible, so let's see what he has to say today about it.
Yeah, we're just gonna try to summarize it, if you will, try to make it real easy and straightforward. It's essentially, you have this king, this Nebuchadnezzar guy, the Babylonian king, and he comes and he takes Jerusalem and he puts it under siege and he wins. He beats them in this war and he takes a lot of their young men, the smart, the good-looking men. He takes them in under his thing to try to teach them his culture and kind of take over, kind of overwrite the Jewish culture and try to generationally wipe out the whole Judaism thing. And in the process, he takes a lot of gold back to his pagan thing that he's got going on at home in Babylon. And he has his people. So I mentioned that he took the men, right? The young men, the Jews, and they are trying to train them and stuff. So I mentioned that. And so you got the four main characters here. You have Daniel, of course, and then you have Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But those are names that, Daniel is his original Jewish name, but the other three, those are the names that Nebuchadnezzar gave them. Their original names were...
One of them was Belteshazzar, wasn't it?
That is the name that Nebuchadnezzar gives Daniel.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so it was Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah. So it was those four people. And so that's kind of the setting, and then you get this first little, what would you call it, an act of faith where Daniel is he gives them a dietary thing and they having them drink wine and whatnot, and Daniel was not wanting to do that. He was convicted of it. He thought it was he didn't like it, so he appealed to the guy in charge and was like, hey, I don't want to eat that. I want to eat my own food. And the guy that he said that to was afraid Nebuchadnezzar was going to kill him. And so he's fine, test us for 10 days and see what happens. And they turn out to be, it says fatter in flesh, which is very interesting. I just noticed that today. Trying to figure out exactly which, verse 15, if you have it, said and fatter in flesh and all the other use. But so they looked a lot better. And we also learned in 17 that as these four, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Daniel, that God gave them learning and skill in all literature and wisdom. So Daniel specifically, he understood dreams and visions, and we'll get to that in the later chapters of Daniel. But God gave them intelligence through literature and books, and I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So I think that's pretty much the end of it. They ended up being a lot smarter, a lot stronger, physically better, and as far as intellect, they were a lot better than all the other guys.
Yeah.
And it's kind of it's setting the tone for what the rest of the book is gonna be like, because these four men are they end up getting placed in positions of government and authority, and yeah, so it's kind of sets the setting up.
Yeah.
Did you have anything?
I was going to say, isn't it interesting how they got chosen? So when you say that who did King Nebuchadnezzar send out to, did he do it besiege, hold on, I'm trying to think of something. I used the wrong word. So who did he send out to have them captive? Did he have people working for him?
How to get the young men?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a group of eunuchs. We don't have to define that term, but if you know, then you know. Yeah, he had a group of eunuchs. It says that he has a chief eunuch, and he delegated that. He had a lot of people who worked for him to go and collect all these young men.
Wow, that's really cool.
Based on, it says, okay, use without blemish, good appearance, and skillful in all wisdom and knowledge and understanding. So it seems like they kind of got all the good-looking guys and then tested their intellect, and if they passed a certain test, then they would bring them in.
That's really cool. And then it was Daniel's the one that went to King Nebuchadnezzar and said, actually, I won't drink the wine, and what is it, the food also?
He didn't go directly to the king. He went
Okay.
to the guy who was in charge of him, and he's like, "Hey, man, I don't want to drink this wine. Like, I don't want to eat the food. Like, I
Yeah.
want to do my own dietary thing. I want to eat."
Because he said that it would defile him, did he? Daniel?
Yeah, because
Okay.
Daniel resolved that he would not defile himself with the king's food or with the wine that he drank. So he asked the chief of the eunuchs. Oh, he asked the big chief. Okay, he didn't go
Okay.
to Nebuchadnezzar directly. But yeah, he wanted to
Okay.
eat vegetables. I was just trying to figure out where that
And-
verse was. They wanted to eat veggies and water.
Yeah, I remember that part. And then I'm wondering, okay, so didn't King Nebuchadnezzar say, was it King Nebuchadnezzar that said that he was concerned if he did that because he would be too skinny or something? Or they wouldn't,
Oh,
is that in there?
It's the eunuch guy.
Okay.
And he was saying, I fear, this is the eunuch talking, he's
Mhm.
saying, I fear my lord the king who assigned your food and your drink, for why should he see that you are in worse conditions than the other people, and that you would endanger my head? So he thinks that if his group of guys looks bad, and it would ultimately be his fault, and he thought that the king would kill him.
Oh, wow, yeah. Daniel is literally such an interesting book with so much stuff. Like, I love it so much. Like, then later in the books you see about how Daniel had so much faith, great faith. Oh my goodness, yeah, I love it.
Fantastic examples.
Yeah,
in this book, for
yeah, I
sure.
love it. It's actually my favorite book of the Bible. Did you have anything else to say about Daniel?
No, not for Daniel 1. It just kind of sets up the
The
rest of the
setting.
book, really.
Yeah. So, thank you for sticking with us to the end. I hope that you guys did, and stay tuned for when we make the next video where my husband will talk about Daniel 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a test drive. We'd love to go through the whole book of Daniel.
Yeah.
You know, Lord willing, if it all works out, we're just kind of seeing how this would work out, how it would feel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Bye.